our regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen. Let's see, I'd start with the first thing is approval of the minutes of June 21st. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Also move.
Okay. Okay, I'll second that. Any discussion? Thank you, John. Okay, here no discussion. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Janet. Janet's muted.
Aye.
Okay, hello. Yeah, so let's see, communication, the only ones I would like to communicate my thanks to everyone that made the 4th of July a very nice weekend in the town of Cornwall. The Park and Rec party on July 1st was well attended. I think almost 200 people were there, and thank them for pulling that off. Hammond Beach was busy, and I'm glad to see we've weathered the national lifeguard shortage. So many people were enjoying the water. And again, thanks to the fire department. They had a busy weekend. The started on Friday morning at 4:30 with a house fire. Thanks to the 6 neighboring towns that came to assist. And then after that, on that one day, the ambulance squad responded to 4 other emergencies in town. So again, very quietly, the volunteers helped things along. They will be doing a drill up at Cream Hill Lake tomorrow night at around 6 o'clock. So there may be emergency boats and rescue things floating around Cream Hill Lake just as a drill with the lifeguards. So no emergency, just drill. So anyway, just tell people about that.
I can't hear anything.
Says Gordon's muted.
Okay, there we go. Unmuted. I had to mute the dogs there. They were giving us more communication than we needed. So anyway, any other communications? All right. Next, this is the agenda. I had one, and that is to appoint Casey Cook as Cornwall's member to the Cable TV Advisory Committee. Is there a second to adding that to the agenda?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. First off, we have the referendum on the wastewater management program for West Cornwall this Saturday from noon to 8 p.m. at the town hall. Thanks to everyone who came and participated in the town meeting. I thought it was good. There was a variety of viewpoints expressed openly, and a good discussion was had on the issue. And thanks the Chronicle for the Cornwall Chronicles put out on a website a question and answer publication that goes into detail on some of the questions that have come up and answers to those. Also, it's important that people know the voting procedures, and the people can vote if they're not electors, but they have to be taxpayers, and there are other stipulations. They have to be listed on the deed to property and things. So I would urge strongly that people contact Vera Deneen, the town clerk, at 860-672 2709, or look for her email to pre-register. She keeps a list of people, property owners that are eligible to vote in town meetings. And because there are 3 or 4 different qualifications you have to have, it's better to register ahead. But the most important thing is for people to come and vote. If you can't be here, absentee ballots are still available. The application process, it's hard to try to mail them at this late date, but they are available through Thursday. So any questions, please call Vera ahead of Saturday, if possible. Anything else about the referendum coming up from the board? Okay,
Oh, I
so,
want.
yes,
So I thought I read through the piece that the Chronicle put out. I thought it was excellent. Is that in a
yes.
shareable format? Is there something where we can make sure that information gets out?
I think it is being
Is
dispersed,
it
but I
being,
think
is it
you
being
have-
sent out widely? Because that, I thought that answered some questions that people had that I
Yeah.
hadn't necessarily seen in written form before.
so I would talk to them and see what their format is.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
you're welcome. So then, 2 items that have come up today. We did have a couple of bids due today and that came in. One is for paving roads in town, part of Popple Swamp, and some roads, Jewel Street, Valley Road, and Cornwall Village. We had 2 bids come in, and the other is for repaving the town office parking lot. They were from Harwington Paving and Waters Construction. They came in fairly similar, although Waters was slightly lower on both bids. The cost of paving, not unexpectedly, has gone up a lot since last year with the price of oil and the shortage of labor. So if we accepted all these, it would be over the budget we have, but we did break down the paving into 2 components. Jim Vaneke is returning from vacation as we speak, so he is going to review all these bids and have a recommendation for us at our next meeting. The town office project is part of the rehab of the town hall, so that's out of a different pot of funds than the road work. But the thought was, as these pavers would be in town, to try to combine it for some cost savings. So we'll probably do some modest projects. We may not do everything, but again, we'll await Jim's recommendation, because the word from the paving industry as of this morning was prices are still going up for asphalt. So whether there'll be any less next year or not is an open question. So that's to be continued at our next meeting. Any questions on that?
So there's no decision that needs to be made tonight about these
No.
2 paper bids? Okay,
No, we have time. So, and the paving probably won't be done until September anyway.
Okay. Is it possible to lock them in now at a price?
Yeah,
So
that's part of the,
go up? That might be the wise move too.
that is,
Is it
That is-
possible?
yes, that this is a fixed price. We're locked in for a September date. The only problem is that they haven't bought it yet. I mean, they can't buy asphalt and hold it. So they put some escalation into their bids. So we're sort of paying for an escalation or not. So, but anyway, it's a competitive market. We got 2 bids. These are people that have both worked for the town before. They're do good work. It's just the prices have gone up along with other things. Okay. We also got truck bids that didn't increase quite as much. This is just for a chassis of a new major plow truck, which the town operates for. Our current model is over 15 years old. So we have a Northern Star came in at 127,000, and we have an International that came in at 110,000. Again, as people probably read, getting trucks is now an issue as far as delivery date. So Jim's gonna look into that because the delivery dates of these trucks can be 6 months to a year, and thought I need something before that time frame. But Jim's gonna again look into all this, talk to the vendors. Very pleased to have these prices, which one's 127,000, the other one's 110,000. Then on top of that, there needs to be a body, a plow, hydraulics installed on the chassis. So this is a big truck, so it will probably wind up total package being somewhere around $200,000, which is about what we paid. The prices haven't escalated anywhere near as much as, say, used cars or asphalt. So, but the delivery has been the issue with big trucks. So anyway, we'll hear back on both of those things from Jim at our next meeting. So any other thoughts about truck bids? They're available for inspection at Town Hall if anybody wants to see all the details. We're there. Okay. So let's see, next we have the Friends of Cornwall. And again, this issue continues. We have seen the Friends have continued to put out anonymous emails. And even though at our last meeting, we established with the town attorney, this is unprecedented, if not illegal activity, to put out information on a very sophisticated, coordinated campaign to influence a town vote one way or other. So again, I've never seen anything like this in all the town meeting votes that I've witnessed. People still don't know who this group is, if it's even one or two people. They were asked to identify themselves if they were present at the town meeting and declined. And the town has filed a complaint last week with the state election enforcement agency. So, and then that's again the first time we have ever filed a complaint concerning local elections or any elections with the state. So it's not something we like to do. It costs money, but in order to preserve the integrity of our voting process, I feel we need to pursue this because this is not the way it's supposed to happen. People at a town meeting, which is a New England institution, are used to having full public discussion of issues. People do not expect to agree, but they do expect to be able to consider the source when somebody makes a statement. And they expect people to obey the state law when they're campaigning, no matter how passionate they are. There are rules to be followed. The town has to follow rules. And so do people that feel passionately about an issue. So we will hear from the state fairly soon as when they're going to deal with this issue. This will cost the town money, as we will have to use an attorney to make sure this is vigorously pursued. But somebody said on the 4th of July, freedom is not free. Sometimes it's expensive. So again, we will pursue this. And any other questions from the board about where we're at? Yes, Janet.
I'm wondering if we might be able to recoup some of those costs when we find out who these people are.
Possibly.
Because it seems fair to me, if somebody is going to do something like that, that they should bear the cost of the legal fees. It's their
Right.
choice to do it. They are doing it illegally, so they should have to bear that burden. I do find it interesting that they're not actually, I say they, because I'm not sure if it's one or a few people, but they're not against the project itself. It seems that there's just more aiming towards confusion over the end goal of the project. And I think the Cornwall Chronicle piece did well to dispel any confusion on that. So if anybody has questions about that, it does directly address many of the kind of anomalies brought up by this group.
Right. Yeah. Thanks thank for people for working on that to get the real information out there, as opposed to things that are not.
But they're not against the project, whoever this person is, they're not against the project.
Except they are against the project because they're telling people to vote no. So if you vote no, the project stalls and the project doesn't happen now, and whether it gets picked back up. So I would slightly disagree that, I mean, if you vote no, you're against the project, you're going to stop the project, at least temporarily. You won't solve
And we lose that
and you
money.
and you won't solve the problem.
Right, agreed. Totally agreed. I completely
Things will get just
agree.
more expensive. So I would say this is, I would say it's not forthright to say that, we're in favor of preserving the river and do this at the same time, because obviously we have got the DEP, the Torrent Area Health, HVA, and other river groups that have professionally spent their time protecting the river to all endorse this project. So, and especially the anonymous part, it's fine, we expect to be criticized or whatever, but every piece of testimony that we've got has been signed by somebody, whether it's an engineer or an advocate or somebody that disagrees, has stood up there and say, I disagree. It's not easy to stand up at a town meeting and say something that's not popular, but people have done it for over 200 years, and that's how it's done. It's not done by, slick, well-financed, anonymous broadsides that are, slanted.
Well, especially when there's been ample opportunity to ask any question, whether you think it's popular or not.
Correct. Yes. Okay, so I don't want to give that too much airtime, but I did want to let people know that we are pursuing it, and it needs to be done. Again, we didn't have any, when we see this kind of irregularities in town votes, we have to report it to the state. We don't have any choice. It's not an option. So anyway, so that's that. On to our addition, which was, I'd make a motion to appoint Casey Cook as Cornwall's representative to the Cable Television Advisory Council, which is basically Optimum. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second that.
And basically, this is the town interface between the town and Optimum. I have asked Optimum a series of questions which I haven't gotten answers to, and the town has not had a representative in a while. Casey has been working with me and Andrew Hofer to look at what the important questions are and what the process is. But again, we need better. This is all about high speed communication. We need better communication from the utility back to the municipalities. So again, I think Casey's good. He's up to speed on the issues. Any other discussion about this idea?
Nope.
Okay, so all those in favor of Casey Cook being Cornwall's representative to the Cable TV Advisory Council, say aye.
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 Okay.
Will he be giving us a briefing
Yes.
after these folks?
Yeah, they meet quarterly. And again, if especially if those meetings are remote, or if I've been pushing Optimum to have a meeting for municipal officials so we can interact and ask all the questions we have as far as, speeds, long driveways, rates, time schedule, construction sequence. We know that they are still moving ahead because they filed some zoning things. But yes, we will pass on whatever information this gets gathered by Casey, and this is all part of public process. This is not something that's a private deal. This is all public. Yes, I look forward to that. They meet, I think, quarterly. They only meet like 4 times a year. Okay, so we'll hear. We'll be on it. Okay, and what I will do, what I will try to do tomorrow is ask the head of the council for their last 2 sets of minutes so we can get up to speed on what's up. Okay, so any public comments? Any questions from the press?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay,
And I'm good also, thank you.
okay, thank you very much. Okay, thanks for covering Cornwall. We had Chris Murphy walk through town on July 4th. So that was
Yeah.
exciting. The senator stopped by. So any other comments from the public? Thank you all for coming. Comments, thoughts?
I
Go.
have one more. There's a vaccine clinic. I believe it's on Saturday at the library. I just got that
Right.
email. Did you see that email from Margaret?
I did not, Margaret, but connect.
Yeah, we should get that information out because it is aimed towards small children, but there's also vaccines available for anybody who wants it. So although it's supposed to be a small children, infant kind of vaccination clinic, there will be vaccines available for anybody who wants them. Margaret made that clear.
So
but
this is in
Saturday.
the Cornwall Library downtown,
Yes. Yep.
Pine Street. Got a time?
I'm looking, hang on. Because I actually meant to look that up before I got here. Sorry about that. Bear with me 10 seconds here. Margaret, here we go. It is, sorry. Oh, it's in August. Sorry, it's August 5th. Sorry, I lied. August 5th from 11 to 2 at the library. And it's 6 months old to 11 years old and then 12 and up. So it's not just for babies, but that's the main focus because they just got approved. Sorry about
Great.
that. I thought,
That's all right. But that would get kids vaccinated ahead of the school.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. Got that. Okay. Any other comments, thoughts? All right. Again, thank everybody for attending and we'll see you at our next meeting. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.